Hello there, World of Tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the T-44. But not just any special T-44, we are talking about the T-44 mounted with the 122 on it. This is a 400 damage gun mounted on a very quick medium vehicle. However, if you were to read the statistics on it, it would be a complete turn-off immediately, because its dispersion value at .350 is completely abysmal. Aiming time of 6.9, yes, while it is a very fun number, is not the best number to have when aiming in. And as well, it has a terrible reload time of 17.98 seconds, giving it a damage per minute that is less than most Tier 4 vehicles, with 1,335. In fact, this is probably one of the worst guns you can put on any vehicle Tier 4 tier in the game. So I figured, you know what? Let's pull it out today. Let's see how the tank does do. And the funny thing is, if you actually don't have this researched, and you are a newer player in the game, let's say, and you just thought, hey, it does 400 damage, let me put this gun on over the other one, you would be very quickly fooled on how bad this gun really does perform in game. So the other issue is that something I didn't know is that it only has 5 degrees of gun depression with this gun mounted on it. I'm not sure what that old TTB is doing, but only 5 degrees of gun depression with this gun. So not only do you lose the nice gun depression this tank has with the normal 105mm, you pretty much lose every single advantage over it. So there's no point to put this gun on the vehicle, or is there? So we're going to be finding out today, is the 122 actually worth it to put on the T-44, or just stick with the T-34 too? So, to be honest, that aiming time actually doesn't look that bad. Just starting off, that was a bad shot. Let's see if we can try and back up here without being hit. But there we go. So now we've just got to wait a nice 18 seconds to get our shell back. One nice thing is that I know for sure my camo rating will be reset every single time while I'm trying to reload for my shell. But here we go, he's got a Centurion, and our first shell is tapped right into his vehicle. Now this is pretty much the ultimate peekaboo style in the game. You cannot push out. I still have another 6 seconds before I have a shell out, which is ridiculous to think about. But nonetheless, we are going to be getting a killer shot into this Centurion there. So not too bad of a start so far. We got the T-44 over to the left of us, and I guess the T-49 is running as well. We're still waiting on this long reload to finish up here, but hopefully we're going to be able to get this 49 with a nice shot up the butt. So aim in, and there we go, 536. So far this is off to a pretty solid start. So we're going to have to see if my luck does stay up. Now it only has 175 millipen with the standard, and I think the premium's around 217 or something like that, which yeah, it's not great. You're really going to struggle to pen people with the premium on this. But there's a T-28 prototype, a 500 roll. Getov. Maybe this is a overpowered secret Russian bias thing. We're going to have to see if this gun does end up working out for us. T-28 prototype is not looking at us, so, just wait another 5 seconds and we'll have a shell out here. There we go. Pre-aim it on his turret, and boom! Another 400 damage shell onto his poor tank. We are actually doing very surprisingly well. This is not what I expected this match to start off with. So maybe if you do mount this gun on and you are able to peekaboo, it might be somewhat plausible. Now, of course, I'm not saying to do that because it might actually ruin your day if you were to mount this gun, but we're still getting damage out here, and we're not dead. We were able to sneak that shell right into that Tiger, which is more than I've expected this gun to do so far. So we're going to have to see if it does keep up its good work. I'm going to try and help out this T-49 by flanking this Tiger here. We're going to see if we can get a shot onto him. I know the rear of the Tiger is very weak indeed, so snap another shell, another high roll. We've pretty much had high rolls this entire game except for that first shot on the Centurion there, but slap on our fast reloader. And God, the fast reloader must really help out this tank a lot because of that really long reload. But there we go. Not sure if I want to play too much with the Glacial, judging that our reload is literally 2 centuries. But Tiger is pulling out here. Can't pen him at all, which is not good for us because the Glacial was taken out. Okay. So we're going to push right on this Tiger now, see if we can tap him in the side. There we go. Another tap into the side there. Get away into cover. We've actually done 3.2 thousand damage with this gun. And this is, the crazy thing is this is even the first attempt at recording so far. Sometimes I'll, if I'm doing a take review that's live, I'll mess up the first one, and then I'll have to redo it if I do awful. This is not expected to get 3,268 damage out in one of the worst guns tier for tier. So let's give it one more shot here. We'll see how it does. Maybe that was just a bit of sheer luck. I like to do these kind of videos. Somebody actually told me to bring back this old series where it's live gameplay, and I talk about the worst tanks in Blitz. So I think that video was on the VK20.01D, which had a terrible win rate of like 49%. So this gun, I'm going to put this in that category of the video. So if you guys like this type of video where I review just awful guns mounted on tanks, and I try, the whole base of this idea, I guess, is to say, is the tank actually playable with this gun? And so far, in my opinion, it actually is. You guys saw we were able to get nice shells in. All you have to do is wait for it to go in, and it does seem to work out. And the nice thing about this vehicle is, unlike the T-44 2, it doesn't have an extremely weak part frontal armor. The 34-2 is easily able to be pinned with high explosive through the front, and as well the sides of it, which is a very large weakness on it. The 44, you don't have to worry about that. Second of all, the 44, in my opinion, just looks a lot nicer, especially with that gun mounted on it. It just looks right, having a 120mm gun mounted on the vehicle. So right now I'm just going to wait. That is a large aiming time though. It takes a while to aim it, as we can see, but it's actually not that bad if you do wait all the way for it to go in. So we've got that E50 right there. Looks like he's pulling out, so I'm going to try and wait for him to... we actually cannot pin his side armor there, but for shell in, it was a low roll, but I'm still happy. We were able to penetrate a tier 9 medium tank with our first shot in the game. So we have a RU-251 that has pushed over to the bridge. We're going to load a high explosive and see if he does push aggressive here, what he's going to do. I'm actually going to push aggressive on him, I guess. It's not like, FCM. We do have enough pen to penetrate an FCM very easily. Somehow we are not detected by him, but there we go. 5,000 seconds later of aiming, and we were able to get our second shell in there. Gonna wait another 20 years for this gun to reload. That FCM is definitely aiming at us, so maybe we'll take a little bit of Russian RNG here and try and snap the shell into him. There we go. Perfect RNG, flew directly into his tank. So we have just hit 900 damage. I do not want to get hit by that E50, so we're going to push over to the side here. The nice thing is the 44 is very quick. Unlike the 34, the 34-3, this actually gets a lot of mobility with the 122 on it. There we go, a nice tap into that E50. Apparently if you're close range, it isn't that bad on the aiming time. Now, one thing I am noticing is that it does not have the best damage rate. It does not carry the most ammo, which can be a bit of an issue, but honestly, I don't think you're ever going to run out of ammo when your reload is so long running this tank. So is this CDC going to pull out? That really sucked for us, but come on, CDC. Ho! We did find an issue with this gun. That was a very unfortunate shot there, and we were shot in the side as well, very harshly. But that player was taken out. T-30 does not look like he's aiming at us, just fired, so we're going to push up here. ISU does not have a shot, so you can see that 5 degrees of gun depression is a big weakness on this tank. And now we got to spend half the game backing down this ridge. I do not want to be hit by T-30. That is definitely something I do not want to be hit by. T-30 just fired though, took out a teammate, so we're going to put on our fast reloader here and try and finish him off. There we go, another shell right into him. We still have almost broken 2,000 damage. We thankfully have this IF-6 here who hopefully will not be taken out within the next couple of seconds. We're going to put it out. Ooh, nice snap right to that T-30. Here we go, reloading. This reload is killer on this tank. But there we go, aiming in on that ISU. I'm not sure how that penned him, to be honest, because didn't really hit the weak spot from what I was looking at, but still an easy penetration rate on his tank. We're going to be pushing in on this ISU now. Here we go. Hopefully this ISU lets me squeeze through. There we are. And ISU is face hugging him. There we go. 318 damage. We did not die, which is very impressive to me. I am staggered that we were able to do this well with this gun. We actually had a tier 9 matchup, still able to output 2,610 damage, finished best on team. Now I'm not sure if this was just luck, if it was skill based, or anything like that, but to be honest, the shots I fired this game weren't spectacular, didn't take any major skill. The first game had a little bit more precision to the shells, but this one, to be honest, I just pulled out shot tanks and their side armor. Honestly, I don't think that this gun is as bad as it seems. Now, of course, 1300 damage per minute is awful. I would never, ever suggest to run this gun because the damage per minute is just terrible. But something I've realized about it is the reload is so tremendously and absurdly long that you literally stay behind cover for so long that the enemy tanks just give up on you. They figure, hey, he's not going to pull out again, and then 18 seconds later, after you've been undetected for half of that time, you pull back out and you snap them. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't expect, is that you to pull out 18 seconds later, they might expect you to have such a quicker reload. And as well, because this tank is normally mounted with a 100mm, not a 105, but a 100mm gun, what that means is a lot of people might only be expecting you to take off, 270 damage, a lighter amount, but it really does hurt hard when this gun does hit you. So, all in all, don't run this gun. It will still cause you to lose more, but if you're a player like me and you just want to waste some time, have a little fun, have a little couple laughs, it's actually not that bad as you can see here. This was just really, really lucky matches I was able to pull out. So I hope you guys did like this fun little video I wanted to pull out here. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. Of course, if you aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe as well, as it does help out the channel so much. But other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay happy and healthy out there.